I smashed the family heirloom vase against the wall the second I saw the video. Shards flying like shrapnel from a bomb I'd been defusing for years. My sister Emily's cheek bloomed red under the camera flash. But it was my secret, the one I'd buried for her, that shattered inside me, spilling out like poison. And just like that, I decided I'd burn their perfect little world down, starting with the man who thought he could play God in our lives. It was a humid August evening in Atlanta, the kind where the air clings to your skin like a bad memory, and I was nursing a lukewarm sweet tea on my sagging porch in East Point. I'd just wrapped a 12-hour shift at the hospital, wiping down gurneys stained with other people's regrets, when my phone buzzed like a hornet trapped in my pocket. Not invited to the wedding? Fine. Emily and I hadn't spoken in 2 years. Not since she ghosted me after I took the fall for her. But this was viral Armageddon. The clip was grainy, shot on some guest's iPhone at the reception hall in Buckhead, fancy chandeliers, forced smiles, and enough champagne to drown a debutante. There was Emily, radiant in ivory lace, laughing at something her new husband, Derek Harlan, whispered. He was the golden boy, tech bro from Silicon Valley who disrupted real estate apps. All sharp jawline and sharper suits. Then, mid-toast, his hand cracked across her face. The slap echoed through tinny phone speakers, a wet smack that made my stomach lurch. Emily staggered, her earrings swinging like pendulums of judgment, and the crowd gasped in that performative Southern way, horror mixed with bless her heart, schadenfreude. Comments flooded in, abuse at the altar trending nationwide, feminists calling for his castration, MAGA types muttering about private matters. Derek's face went live on every news feed from CNN to Fox. His apology tweet already drafted by some crisis PR firm, a moment of passion gone wrong. We ask for privacy. Privacy? The man who'd built his empire on doxing competitors for sport? I laughed. A bitter bark that scared the stray cat from under my steps. This wasn't just a slap, it was the universe handing me a lit match. But rewind. Emily and I grew up in a split-level rancher in Decatur. Daughters of a Baptist preacher dad who quoted Leviticus like it was stock tips and a mom who baked pecan pies to apologize for everything. I was the older one. Leah, the fixer, straight-A valedictorian turned ER nurse, always mopping up messes. Emily, the wild card, the one who snuck out for bonfire parties at Lake Lanier, coming home reeking of Boone's farm and bad decisions. We were thick as thieves until her senior year, when she got mixed up with that crowd from the wrong side of the tracks. It started with a party at an abandoned mill off the Chattahoochee. Weed, ecstasy, and a stolen Porsche that ended up wrapped around an oak tree. Emily was behind the wheel, high as a kite, but the passenger, a dealer named Rico, didn't make it. Cops ruled it manslaughter. But Daddy pulled strings with the deacons, whispering about family redemption. Emily was 17, scared shitless, begging me to lie. You were driving,
Leah.
You picked me up late. Please. I was 19, fresh out of community college, dreaming of nursing school. One lie.
They said.
Borrowed your ID for a fake night out. I'd take the plea deal, community service, probation, no record if I kept my nose clean. I did 6 months scrubbing graffiti at Fulton County Parks, lost my scholarship, delayed med school apps. Emily? She blossomed, cheer captain, sorority queen at UGA, landing Derek at a tailgate mixer. He swept her into his world of venture capital brunches and Napa weekends, while I pieced together night shifts and ramen. We drifted, then snapped when she forgot my birthday the year Derek proposed. No invite to the shower. No call on my promotion. Betrayal? It was a chasm, but blood's thicker than spite. Until the video. I watched it on loop that night, frame by frame, hunting for clues in Derek's eyes, cold, calculating, like a shark scenting chum. He'd always rubbed me wrong, even from afar. Instagram posts of him mansplaining crypto to Emily at Coachella. Her smile strained like overcooked collards. Whispers from mutual friends. Control freak. The kind who tracked her mileage on the Tesla app. But slap her on their wedding night? In front of God. Glitterati. And 100 witnesses? That was a declaration of war. By dawn, I was in my ancient Honda Civic. Windows down. WSB traffic reports crackling on the radio. Atlanta sprawled out like a fever dream, skyscrapers piercing the smog. Billboards hawking lawyers for your slip-and-fall justice. I headed north to the Harlan estate in Alpharetta, a McMansion gated like Fort Knox, where Derek was holed up, lawyers circling like vultures. Emily's texts pinged. Leah.
Don't.
It's complicated. Complicated? Like how I carried her felony on my back while she waltzed down the aisle. I parked a block away, hood up against the drizzle, and slipped through the service entrance, old trick from Dad's church potlucks. The backyard was a wedding war zone, toppled tiki torches, wilted roses wilting further in the mud. Voices drifted from the pool house. Derek. Pacing. Phone glued to his ear. Yeah.
Spin it as a prank.
Deepfake the bitch who leaked it. His laugh was gravel, the kind that sticks in your throat. I froze behind a hedge, heart hammering like a jackrabbit. He wasn't sorry, he was scheming. And then Emily's voice. Soft. Pleading. Derek. The video's everywhere. My family's seeing it. Family. That word from her lips? After radio silence? Your sister's probably loving this, he sneered. That psycho who tanked her life for you? She'd sell your soul for a headline. He knew. About the crash. The lie. My sacrificed years.
How?
Emily must have confessed in some pillow talk purge, trading my shame for his absolution. Rage boiled up, hot as Georgia asphalt. I stepped out, gravel crunching under my sneakers. Psycho.
Huh?
Let's chat. Derek whirled, martini glass sloshing.
Tall.
Broad-shouldered, with that trust fund tan. Emily gasped from the shadows, clutching a silk robe like a shield. Leah? What the get out? But her eyes, wide and wet, weren't just fear.
Guilt.
The kind that festers. You slapped her, I said, voice steady as a scalpel. On your wedding day. In front of everyone. And now you're gaslighting the world. Derek smirked, setting his glass down with deliberate calm. Family drama.
Leah.
Emily told me all about your contributions. Hero complex much? Back off before I call security. Emily stepped forward, hand on his arm. Leah.
Please.
It was an accident. He was drunk, stressed about the merger. Accident? Like the Porsche wraparound? I laughed. Low and ugly. Stressed? Or just showing who holds the leash? Her flinch was answer enough. That's when it clicked. Derek wasn't just abusive. He was a puppeteer. The merger? His app was bleeding cash. Investors pulling out post-slap. He'd flip this into victimhood. Sue the leaker for defamation. Emerge the wounded warrior. Emily? Collateral. the pretty prop in his redemption arc. And me, the loose end he'd tie off with a gag order or worse. I didn't swing. Not yet. Instead, I pulled out my phone.
Hit record.
Smile for the sequel. Derek. His face twisted rage. Then calculation. He lunged, but Emily blocked him. A rare spark of spine. Stop. She's my sister. For a heartbeat. We were kids again, sharing secrets under the covers. Then he shoved her aside, gentle but firm, and the mask slipped. You owe me.
Eminência.
Remember that. Owe him. For what? Covering her tracks?
No, mine.
The secret she'd weaponized. As he advanced, I backed toward the gate, mind racing. Revenge wasn't a slap back, it was amputation. I'd start with the truth, leak the crash report, my probation file, tie it to Emily's clean slate. Watch his empire crumble under scrutiny. But as I peeled out, Emily's text burned. He knows everything, including what Dad did. Dad? The preacher with the spotless sermons? My tires squealed into the rain-slicked interstate, ghosts rising like steam from the pavement. This wasn't just family, it was a house of cards, and I'd pull the ace. The drive back to East Point blurred into a haze of brake lights and blues from 105.9. Some country crooner whining about lost love while I white-knuckled the wheel. Emily's text looping in my brain like a bad earworm. Dad? What the hell did Derek know about Dad? Our father, Reverend Thomas Hargrove, was the pillar of Decatur First Baptist, sermons on forgiveness that packed the pews, food drives for the homeless, even a viral TEDx on grace in the grind. Spotless. Except for the whiskey breath on Sunday mornings and the locked drawer in his study, I never picked. I pulled into my driveway, the bungalow's porch light buzzing like a migraine. Inside, the air was stale, microwave dinners congealing on the counter. I poured a tumbler of bourbon, Maker's Mark, Dad's Vice, and sank into the thrift store couch, scrolling through the Harlan fallout. Derek's stock had dipped 8% overnight. His board was monitoring the situation. Emily's Insta was private, but screenshots circulated, her arm in a sling from a fall, time-stamped pre-wedding. Pattern. Not prank. Sleep dodged me like a tagged perp. So by 4 a.m., I was at the kitchen table, laptop open to Pacer, the federal court database I'd hacked once in nursing school for a patient's med history. Don't judge. Hip as a bitch. Emily's crash file was sealed, but my plea docs? Public as a park bench. I pulled them up. Leah Hargrove. Voluntary manslaughter. Reduced to reckless endangerment. The judge's notes. Defendant's cooperation noted. Family extenuating circumstances. Extenuating. Code for daddy's influence. But what had Emily spilled to Derek? I texted her burner number. Prepaid Walmart flip phone for emergencies. What about Dad? No reply. Dawn broke bloody over the pines, and I showered off the night, scrubbing until my skin screamed. Work called, double shift in the ER. Triage for the uninsured masses, but my mind was a scalpel. Carving plans. First cut. Expose the lie. I'd anonymize a blog post on Medium. The slap heard, round the vows. What they won't tell you. Detail the crash without names. Hint at covered sins. Tag abuse at the altar. Let the trolls connect dots. Second, Derek stirred. A quick LinkedIn stalk revealed ex-employees griping on Glassdoor about toxic masculinity mandates. Glassdoor? Child's play. I needed deeper his dark web dealings. Maybe. Or that offshore account rumor from a pod save. but Emily's silence gnawed. By noon, mid-bandage change on a gunshot Vic from Vine City. My personal line buzzed. Unknown caller. Leah? It's me. Her voice. Small as a child's. Don't do anything stupid.
Meet me at the old spot. Noon.
Lenox Square. Lenox? Upscale mall where we'd shoplifted lip gloss as teens. Before life bifurcated. I clocked out early, faking a migraine, and fought I-85 traffic to the food court. She was at Chick-fil-A. Tray of nuggets untouched. Sunglasses hiding bruises that weren't from a fall. Fresh ones, finger-shaped on her throat. Leah.
God.
You look like hell. Irony. Thy name is sister. We hugged awkward. All elbows and unspoken indictments. Why here? I asked, sliding into the booth. She glanced around, yuppies with strollers, retirees in polos. Cameras everywhere. He can't touch me here.
Touch.
The word hung, heavy as humidity. Spill it.
Eminência.
Start with the slap. Her fork trembled. Champagne. Toast. Fine. Then a whisper from his cousin, some VC shark, about pulling funding. Derek snapped. Thought I leaked the video early for sympathy. It was nothing. A love tap. Love tap. I bit my tongue bloody. And the crash? You told him. She nodded. Tears carving tracks in concealer. After the proposal, he said it made us even, his family's skeletons for mine. But Dad. Derek dug. Found the church audit. Embezzlement. Leah. Daddy skimmed tithes for Mom's chemo. 20 grand, funneled to offshore poker sites. I covered with bake sale cash. But Derek has emails.
Dad.
A thief? The man who'd made us tithe our allowances? My world tilted. The mall's AC blasting Arctic against the fire in my chest. You let him hold that over you?
Us.
Emily's eyes hardened, flipping from victim to viper. What choice? His money fixed the roof. Paid your loans. My loans? From your mess? I hissed, drawing stares from a table of Karens. I ate ramen for years.
Eminência.
You posted Maldives pics while I scrubbed puke. Her lip curled. That sorority sneer. Hero complex again. Derek's right, you're poison. Always were. The flip. From plea to blade. She stood, tray clattering. Stay out, or I'll bury you with Dad. She vanished into the Macy's racks, leaving me adrift in waffle fry grease. Poison? Maybe. But antidotes exist. Back home, I hit the bottle harder, bourbon blurring the edges. Dad's secret cracked open floodgates, memories of his late meetings, Mom's hollow eyes. I'd shielded Emily from that too, distracting her with mall trips while he gambled salvation. Now Derek wielded it like a shank, flipping alliances, Emily his pawn, me the mark. Night fell, city lights smearing like accusations. I drafted the post, fingers flying. Behind every viral villain is a vault of vices. Ask the groom who slaps brides and steals grace. Attached, redacted court stamps. A blurred Porsche wreck photo from public records. Hit publish at midnight. Anonymous handle at altar ashes. By 2 a.m., retweets hit 500. Derek's mentions exploded. Morning brought chaos. Hospital admin pulled me for personal matters, HR email citing social media breach. Fired? Suspended? Pending review. My phone. 47 missed calls. Half from reporters. Emily, you bitch. Now everyone knows. Knows? Not yet. But the hook was set. I drove to Decatur. Dad's old parsonage, now a realtor flip. He answered the door in plaid robe, Bible in hand, face crumpling like wet newsprint. Leah girl? Saw the news. That boy. Sit, I said, pushing past. The study smelled of Old Spice and regret. That drawer ajar. Inside, faded printouts. Atlantic City vouchers. Derek knows. Dad. About the money. The crash. He deflated into his lazy boy. Hands folding like prayer. Forgive me.
Child.
For her. For you. Forgiveness? The words soured on my tongue. Emily flipped. Says I'm poison. His eyes met mine. Preacher's fire flickering. Then poison the well.
Leah.
But remember Proverbs. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Screw Proverbs. I was done quoting. As I left, his whisper chased. Derek's coming. For all of us. The drive home was a blur, but clarity sharpened. Revenge wasn't exposure, it was inversion. I'd flip Derek's flip, use his own game. A quick dark web forum dive, VPN on. Nurse's paranoia uncovered his alias, Harlan Hack, trading insider tips for crypto kicks. SEC bait. But the real play?
Emily.
She'd crack under the glare. That night, at Altar Ashes dropped part 2. Grooms with grudges hide more than slaps. Check the ledgers. Preacher's daughter. Screenshots of blurred audits. Hints at tithe theft. Twitter ignited. Harlan hypocrite trending. Calls for FBI probes. Derek's stock tanked 15%. Emily's desperate voicemail. Leah. Stop. He's violent now. Violent. The word ignited the fuse. I grabbed keys. Gun from the safe, Glock 19. Dad's protection gift post-Rico threats. Not to shoot. To even odds. Alpharetta again. Estate lights blazing like a siege. Security waved me through. Press badge I'd swiped from a reporter earlier. Fake tears selling sister intervention.
Inside.
Opulence mocked. Marble floors. Warhol prints. Shouts from the master suite. Derek. Red-faced. Pinning Emily against the four-poster. You leaked it. You're psychosis. I racked the slide. Chamber echoing. Let her go. He spun. Eyes widening, not fear. Amusement. Nurse Nancy with a pea shooter? Cute. Emily sobbed. Curling fetal. But her glance? Calculating. Leah. The gun, it's not loaded. Dad's joke. Bluff called. Derek lunged, wrenching my wrist. Pain flared. Glock skittering. He pinned me, breath scotch hot. You think you're the Avenger? I own your family. Crash cover-up? Church fraud? I'll FedEx it to the DA. His knee ground my thigh. Emily watching. Silent. Then she moved, grabbed a lamp. Base cracking his skull. He slumped, groaning. Get up, she hissed, hauling me. Blood trickled from his temple. But no gore, just a knot rising. We bolted. Her robe flapping. My ribs screaming. In the Civic. Rain lashing. She gasped. I couldn't let him. Not you. Alliance flipped again. But a siren's wailed distant. Her whisper chilled. Dad's secret?
Deeper.
He knew about Rico. Paid him off before the crash.
Knew?
Dad engineered the cover. My hands shook on the wheel. World inverting once more. Sirens Dopplered closer as I floored it down Roswell Road. Wipers slapping futile against the deluge. Emily wedged in the passenger seat like a ghost from our past. Her robe clung translucent, bruises purpling like storm clouds on her arms. "Pull over," she panted. "Before they tag your plates." I veered into a Krispy Kreme lot. Neon hot now sign mocking our getaway. Donut steam fogged the windows as we hunched, breaths sinking in ragged harmony. "Tell me," I demanded, engine ticking cool. "Dad, Enrico." "What the fuck?" Emily wiped rain from her face. Mascara rivers. Senior year. After the party bust. Dad met Rico's crew at a dive-off Ponce. Bribe. $5,000 for silence. Crash pinned on you. "Protect the flock," he said. I overheard. Begged him to stop. But Derek? He found the wire transfer. Used it to hook me. Marry me. Or jail for daddy. The pieces slotted. Jagged as a jigsaw from hell.
Dad.
Not savior but string puller. Trading my future for Emily's innocence. Rico's death? Convenient collateral in the Porsche pileup. And Derek. The vulture. Circling our rot for leverage. "You played me," I whispered. Betrayal fresh as the slap video. Told him everything to save your skin. Her eyes flashed. Defensive. "And you? Dropping bombs online? You're torching us all. Righteous? From the bride who bartered family for a Birkin?" I laughed. Hollow. "Torch? This is justice."
Imminência.
"You slapped me first, 2 years silent while I drowned." Headlights swept the lot. Cruiser slow-rolling. We froze. Then I gunned it again. Weaving surface streets to my bungalow.
Inside.
Bolt locked. We collapsed, her on the couch. Me raiding the fridge for ice packs and ibuprofen. CNN drone low. Derek's presser. Bandage on brow. Spinning, home invasion by anti-corporate radicals. My posts? Slanderous fiction from a disgruntled ex. Stock rebounding on sympathy buys. Emily iced her throat. Voice hoarse. "He's flipping it." Victim now. Cops'll trace the lamp to me. To her. The enabler. I paced. Glock retrieved and loaded this time, safety on. But weight reassuring. Then we flip harder. Full confession.
Crash.
Bribes. All of it. DA indicts the Harlans. Your hubby rots in Fulton Tower. Her laugh was brittle. And Dad? You ready to bury the preacher? The question hung. Polarizing as a jury poll.
Dad.
Flawed but father. Derek. Monster but Emily's maybe love. No heroes here, just survivors clawing from the mire.
For you, I lied. Yeah.
Dawn crept gray. Coffee brewing black as intent. Emily slept fitful, murmuring Derek's name like a curse. I booted the laptop, drafting the kill shot. A Google Doc manifesto. Blood on the vows, a sister's reckoning. Names unredacted. Hargrove crash logs. Dad's bank stubs, swiped from his drawer yesterday. Derek's blackmail texts, Emily forwarding in a midnight panic. Leak to ProPublica. Tag every journo from Atlanta Journal to 60 Minutes. But as upload buffered.
My phone lit, Dad.
Leah. Don't. Meet at the church.
Now.
Urgency laced his drawl. Emily stirred. Trap. Maybe. But unfinished sins demand confessionals. First Baptist loomed on a hill, steeple piercing the mist like accusation. Parking lot empty save Dad's F-150, Bible verse magnet peeling. Inside, sanctuary dim, pews echoing our footsteps. He waited at the altar, suit rumpled, face etched like old oak bark. Girls, he breathed, arms opening. Hug or hold. We approached wary, Emily clutching my sleeve. It's over, I said. Doc printouts fanned like a bad hand. All of it. Crash. Money. Rico. His nod was weary. Knew you'd find out. Forgave myself long ago. Sins washed in the blood. Emily snorted. Blood? You sold us out. His eyes, preacher's steel,
Softened.
protected you.
Both.
Derek came to me months back. Post-proposal. Offered hush, his connections for my silence on the slap rumors. I refused. So he dug. Refused? The flip again, Dad. Not puppet but resistor? He planned the wedding slap, Dad continued. Voice cracking. Staged for viral pity. Tank competitors. Emily knew. Played along for the ring. Emily recoiled. Liar. It was heat of moment, but her stutter betrayed. Staged. The video. The timing, perfect PR pivot. Derek. Not abuser but architect. Flipping victimhood into gold. My stomach roiled. You let him hit you? For what? Stock bump. Tears now. Hers. He promised it'd end the control. One act. Then freedom. But it spiraled. The secrets. He owned us.
Owned.
The word ignited final rage. I turned to Dad. And you? Bribe Rico. Frame me freedom. He knelt. Altar rail cold. Sacrifice.
Leah.
Like Christ. You were strong, she fragile. Strong? I'd borne the cross. Thorns and all. No more. As we rose, doors banged, cops. Badges glinting. Hargrove, Harlan residence report. Armed break-in. Derek's 911. Flipped once more. Emily froze. Dad stepped forward. Hands raised. Officers. Misunderstanding. Family council. But I saw it. The cruiser dashcam. My plates from Crispy. Loaded Glock in purse. Run. I mouthed to Emily. She bolted for the side exit. Toward the cemetery maze. Dad stalled, quoting psalms, while I slipped out back. Heart thunder. Foot chase through headstones. Fog cloaking like grace. Sirens wailed, but she vanished into pines.
Me?
Cornered at the wrought iron gate. Hands up. Just talking, I lied, as cuffs clicked. Ride to station. Miranda writes droning. My mind raced. Manifesto auto-sent on timer, uploading now. Derek's empire imploding in real-time pings from my burner. Holding cell, cold bench. Fluorescent buzz. Emily's text smuggled via a guard pal, nurse network free. Going public too.
Love you. Love.
After flips. Betrayals. Staged slaps, but blood. Interrogation. Derek's lawyer. Silk suit. Offering deal. Plea to trespass. Sister walks on the crash. Harlan buries the preacher's dirt. Tempting. Polarizing. Save Dad. Betray truth? Or torch all? Risk the fall? I leaned in. Voice steady. Tell your boy, the well's poisoned. Drink deep. No deal. By bail hearing, chaos reigned, FBI swarming Harlan HQ, SEC raids. Emily's tearful ABC interview. He staged it all. My sister saved me. Twist. Dad confessed first. Pulpit sermon gone viral. My sins. Not my daughter's. Forgive as I've been forgiven. No jail. Community outrage shielded him. Church fund restitution. Derek? Indicted on fraud. Blackmail. Trial pending. But his flips caught on tape plea bargaining with feds. Ratting ex-partners.
Me?
Charges dropped. Good Samaritan spin. Back to ER shifts. But scars linger. Therapy Tuesdays. Emily's weekly brunches tentative. Happy? By tragic. Readers debate. Was my revenge justice or vendetta? Did Emily redeem?
Or just survive?
Data monster or martyr? Last hook. Derek's cell letter. Smuggled out. You win.
Leah.
But ask Em. Who really drove that Porsche? Her eyes. When confronted.
Dodge.
Secret buried? Or flipped final? In Atlanta's endless summer. Vengeance tastes like sweet tea, tart. Lingering. Never quite quenching. And I? Still fixing messes. Mine. Mostly.